Hi everyone and welcome to today's episode of Erongo Talk. Today we find ourselves at the Dome in Swakopmund and my name is Adolf Kaure and I will be your host for today. So in today's episode we have an interview with Vincent Job, who is an entrepreneur, and he tells us more about his gardening business. I'll also be bringing you the news as well as the weather and tides. Don't go anywhere, we'll be back after this commercial break. It is now time for the news, and in our first story, farmers and traditional leaders from areas in the Erongo region put forward various concerns during a meeting with Nampol Deputy Inspector General for Operations, Major General Joseph Shikongo, in Karibib recently. So similar meetings were also conducted in the Komas and Karas regions, and Shikongo gathered the farmers to discuss incidences of stock theft and poaching. Strategies to curb its prevalence were also discussed with regional high-ranking officials in attendance at the occasion. In our second story, the government has allocated an amount of 135 million Namibian dollars for the purchase of the Swakopmund Hotel, says Public Enterprises Minister Leon Euster. So Transnamib, 50% shareholder in the hotel with Stocks Leisure, was forced out of the partnership after the High Court ruled that it had not provided its share of financial support for the hotel. So the hotel has liabilities of 111 million, while its assets totaled 65 million Namibian dollars. And Euster said the Cabinet Committee on Treasury is accessing the possibility of buying the hotel. Lastly, the Namibia Wildlife Resort Limited Hospitality Institute, NWRHI, received a donation of 122 cartons of fish valued at 20,000 Namibian dollars from Tunako Fisheries. So the donation is aimed at supporting the newly established NWR Hospitality Institute students in the culinary arts experimental learning training. Yes, that is now, yes, experimental learning training. So receiving the donations, NWR Swakopmund's senior sales consultant Aphe Kaseta said that we are very grateful to have reputable organizations such as Tunako being our first industry sponsor in the area of fish culinary arts specialization. So Tunako should be assured that this donation will enrich our students in gaining fish first-hand practical TVET skills. So that's technical, vocational, educational and training skills. And so that concludes our news for today. Do stay tuned to Erongo Talk. I'm joined here by entrepreneur, that is Vincent Job. How are you doing?
Very good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's a very chilled vibe. So, Vincent, you're an entrepreneur. Tell us more about your business at the moment.
Yeah, the business is actually very good. I mean, it's something that, validates people's desires to elaborate on their gardens. So it's a very creative thing, and, it's always new every time it evolves. So it's not something steady. So, yeah.
Right, and tell me more before we go into the nitty-gritty. Tell me more about your life when you were still helping people out in their gardens and so on.
Yeah. So what the whole thing where it started was, so I used when we were small kids, I used to clean the garden. Like every Saturday, I would wake up in the morning, clean it early in the morning, and then go back to sleep. And then, my family was always amazed, like, yo, who cleaned the gardens? And everything started there. Yeah.
And then you also ended up helping some more people in the community and so on for cash?
Yes. So the community part was when our church at that moment was a pastor. So he asked me, what do I do for a living? And I told him I was a gardener. And then he said, oh, okay, because I've got gardening tools that I can give you, that I can render to you, that you can keep. And if you want to really explore this, you can really get good money. And that's where everything started.
All right. So that's how you established a business. How has it grown? And also, how have you helped the community at large with your business?
So, yeah, how it grown, it was when I first, so there was nothing at the moment. So I only had an idea. So I went to old age homes, and I cut the grass for free, maintained the grass. And so I normally the auntie said, the omas normally would say, my son, we don't have money, but we would love you to come. So I used to come, and it was really tiring. So this one day I was just like, this old people will never able to pay me. But then one day, one of the aunties that were the oma's daughter came to me, and came to her and asked, like, Mama, who's doing this gardening for you?
It looks so good.
It's so good. And eventually she called, oh, this is Job doing that. And then they called me up, and that daughter of the lady could pay me, and it evolved. So she know a friend, and a friend know a friend, and yeah, so it evolved there.
Just escalated. And so what do you have to say about like maintaining a good, not only good value, but in terms of maintaining a good service? Because these people were very impressed by the level of your delivery in your gardening, and how well you really maintained a good standard in putting this, even though you're not getting anything. How would you perhaps tell our viewers out there that even though you're not getting what you think you deserve, keep on maintaining that high standard of delivery?
So the thing about that is, so like I told you, like in the mornings I used to love it. I'm still in love with it. And so, in the morning, and every time when people said, oh, you are doing a good job. So I always had that urge to, okay, so what can I next time add to surprise them more? Because they was always surprised. So I always put something new, or put a new plot, a pot, or maybe sea stones, pebbles on, or like making a waterfall. So you just go really creative with it, and so that's you challenge yourself to go. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
So in terms of Kwela Dorp van die Jaar, your business was also involved in that, and as we know, Swakopmund was the winner eventually.
Yeah. So I was at the moment at a very where it really involved me as a big business. So there was two couple, Barry and Nicole, that were working with me. They were working with me for 3 or 4 years. Like, they were not really lenient with me in a lot of things, but they worked this gift they said, Vincent, the way you do it and the way, it's not you, but we have to work it. So we have to work. So there was like, they really brought that excellence into me. And, you know, forever I will humbly say thank you, and the people that the Lord has brought into my path in that. And then, well, I think the last third or the fourth year, then I got a call from Platsamir, the management, and they asked me if I could come in for 2 days just to check around, because the company that were there before was only doing it, but the things were dying and they couldn't understand. They are watering, they are doing it. So they just needed somebody who had more depth in planting and stuff, yeah.
And that's how you went on to that?
Yeah, so I went for 3 days in a week, and later on they said to me, like, listen, we can see progress in this. We cannot keep you always 2 days or 3. You have to come check all over. And then they didn't put me on a like a business, but they did me on the landscaper. I am the landscaper of the mall at that moment. So, and they compensated me a good amount that I could really explore it. But then I started to work everything out, the timers, the seasons, how the plants are working. So I learned also a lot, because there was a lot of pressure, you know, because everyone is there. So here is this guy who is trying to be you doing this. So that's where everything has grown, I think, yeah.
So a message to our viewers out there, what would your message be in terms of being diligent as well as being perseverant as a businessman, in whatever season that you find yourself in?
So you know the thing about you know, the people normally say that you have talents and you have gifts, but I would, it is the pressure would say, find something that you are good at, and then you say, this is what I'm good at. And as you can see, the information from 10 years back and now, you can see, if you just Google like a mechanic, and they will give you the whole list of information, maybe where you are lacking or where you don't have understanding. So, and then you take it from there, and don't be ashamed to ask questions. Don't be ashamed to talk to people. Don't be ashamed to say, I'm a gardener, but how do I do it better? I'm this, how do I do it better? And the more the people come invest into it, please, we as people like to waste their time because you are good at it. And that's not the attitude. It's really to say thank you and work what they have given you and make it more creative, because at the end of the day, you would not know, you know, where that leads to, you know. Doors that may open, yes. So I would really say, find what you are good at, and then you have a head start already because you are good at it, and ask where you need the help. Yeah.
All right. So that was Vincent Job giving us the 411. That is now the entrepreneur here in Swakopmund who's doing the most. Thank you very much for having spent your time with us here on Erongo Talk.
Oh, thank you, Olaf, and thank you guys for having me. Right. Thank you. Bye.
Hi there, welcome back for the last video. My name is Ron van Dijk. I'm an author, speaker, and a leadership trainer. And we are working through the letters of the word leadership, and we have now reached the last letter, which is P. P refers to passion. Your passion as a leader. So how passionate are you? Why is passionate important? Let me explain. Part of being a leader is developing other leaders. And for you to be able to develop other leaders, you need to influence those aspirant leaders to believe in you and to believe in your message that you have as a leader. And the only way that that's going to happen is you have to be 150% passionate about what you do. You have to be passionate about being a leader. You have to be passionate about your message. You have to eat, sleep, drink leadership and your message as a leader. That passion needs to be so infectious that they want to buy into you, that people around you want part of what it is that you have. And in that way, they will take on your message as a leader. And you will be able to influence them to then become better leaders, to then become leaders in their own right, and to carry on that message and maybe develop a message of their own, and in turn display that passion so that their mentees will follow them and they will then end up becoming leaders themselves. So it's a cycle that takes place, but it's your passion. And you know what? A friend of mine once explained how it works. He says that whatever it is that you're passionate about is what you will talk about fervently all the time. You will tell anybody that's willing to listen that which you are passionate about. So if you're passionate about being a leader, if you're passionate about your message and your goal as a leader, you will constantly talk about it, and you will end up influencing the people around you that listen to you. So those mentees that are looking up to you as a leader, they are going to buy into that passion. They are going to buy into that message. And in that way, you will be able to cultivate new leaders. As I said right in the beginning of the first video, if you want to know more about the different letters and more about the leadership flag, please go to Amazon, type in Why Great Leaders Are Catalysts, type in my name, Rowan van Dijk, and you will be taken to a page where this book, Why Great Leaders Are Catalysts, is available. And you can purchase the book online, download it, and read it at your own pace, and it will give you a lot more information about this. Also, remember to connect with me on any of the social media platforms, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Go to my YouTube channel if you like this content. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't done so yet. Remember to click the bell icon so that you can be notified of all the new releases. And as I've said before, if you are passionate about the content, if you are passionate about being a leader, spread this message wherever you can. Tell every single person you come into contact with. Be an influencer. Be passionate. And tell them to subscribe to the channel and share this information with them. Thank you very much for being part of the series. And I trust that now you have a far better understanding of what it takes to be a leader, and that you are in the position to do a self-assessment on yourself and identify whether you have all 10 of these leadership attributes. Don't worry if you don't yet have all of them in place. Get yourself a journal. Remember, if you write it down, then you can refer back to it and you can see and you can measure how you're doing. If you don't write it down, you can forget about it. So create a journal, write down the gaps, and you can plan your process going forward and identify what it is that you need to do to develop whichever of the letters are missing. Thank you very much for watching. I will catch you some other time.
Yes, we're here at the Dome, specifically the Dome Hotel, and I'm in the company of the hospitality manager. So can you please introduce yourself?
Good morning, viewers. My name is Connie and I'm the hospitality manager here at the Dome in Swakopmund. Thank you for chatting with you today.
All right. Tell me, what can we find here at the Dome and where is it situated?
The Dome is situated halfway in between the CBD and the residential area, so it has a nice, perfect location from that perspective. Yeah, the hotel is on the 3rd floor, and on the 4th and on the 5th floor we have the conference areas.
Right. And the hotel, very cozy, obviously. Tell us more about the rooms and what else we can find here at the Dome Hotel.
So we have 34 rooms in total, and we have a combination of rooms facing the ocean, and then of course in the Dome with the sports facilities you have the front row seat to where all the action is taking place, and that is in our Dome facing rooms. We also have 2 very nice suites, very suitable for family, large, spacious, very comfortable rooms.
Awesome stuff. And what makes it so unique? What makes the Dome so unique to other venues?
I think what makes our venue unique is the fact that we have a combination of facilities within the Dome, whether it's going out for a quick coffee, pastries in Taste Coffee downstairs on the ground floor. Then of course we have the Kinder Zone, Jungle Gym Kids Play area, which is so popular for families and afternoon treats for the children. For sports enthusiasts, this is like heaven, with the indoor sports center with a variety of sports codes that are represented there, whether it's volleyball, inline hockey, indoor hockey. The possibilities are literally endless. Yeah, and if you are a sports enthusiast, on the 2nd floor of the Dome, we have the Dome Gym. It's a high-performance center, experienced fitness instructors, a very beautiful space, large, spacious, high-performance equipment are available, with a 25-meter swimming pool as well.
Wow, this is the place to be. So if you haven't been at the Dome and if you haven't been at the Dome Hotel, do make your way here. Thank you for having us here on Erongo Talk.
It's a pleasure.
All right. Do stay tuned for the tides as well as the weather update for all the major towns in the Erongo region. And that brings us to the end of today's show, but do not despair. We are also available on all platforms, that is on social media. That includes Twitter, Instagram, as well as Facebook. So you can check out many other shows on our Facebook platform, which includes NMH at 1, as well as We Talk, and many others. Our WhatsApp and Telegram number is 0811 7000040. You can also use this number for advertisement opportunities, and also do send your news tips as well as videos in landscape format. So do send it to this number, and you can also check out our website, which is www.erongo.com.na. So it has been a pleasure having you in my company. We'll be back again on Friday, since tomorrow is a public holiday, for more Erongo Talk. So do enjoy the rest of your Wednesday.